The late Roger Ailes was a media titan, the founder of Fox News. He turned it into a cable powerhouse and arguably gave us the modern Republican Party as we know it. Yet to many, he was just the man behind the curtain. But now in the new Showtime series, The Loudest Voice, Russell Crowe, Sienna Miller, Seth MacFarlane, and Naomi bring Ailes' remarkable and disturbing story out of the shadows.
I run Fox News. Anyone outside is the enemy.
We need to reclaim this country for the real Americans.
Gretchen.
Roger.
Well, I hired you because you're a beauty queen.
There is no Fox without you.
I need absolute loyalty.
Russell, Sienna, Seth, and Naomi, good morning.
How's it going?
First of all, I'll say two of you are totally unrecognizable in this role. You,
Seth.
Russell, is right. No, Seth I recognized. And Naomi, too. But Sienna, you play Elizabeth Ailes. You play Roger Ailes. A total transformation. What did that do for you as an actor?
Well, it's a lot of fun, actually, because you put all that stuff on. I mean, the difficulty of being in the chair for many hours and sitting still is not really my thing. But once you have that stuff on, it's kind of freeing. You know, you sort of, the makeup's doing a lot of work for you, so you can just relax with it. You know?
But you turn in these incredible performances. What did you think the first time you saw yourself as Elizabeth Ailes?
You know, it's so convincing that it's very strange to look in a mirror and not recognize any part of
I have to say, Sienna, I went back. I was like, no, who is playing what? Like, I really didn't know who it was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was fun. I found it really liberating once you were in, like Russell said.
Well, Ailes was this larger-than-life character. I would say this is a pretty damning portrayal. What did you learn about him? What did you come to know or think or believe about Ailes, having done this research and gotten into this character?
Well, you know Roger through the frame of Fox News, and if you know more than that, you probably know he was an advisor to 3 presidents. What was surprising and fun for me was to find out that when he was in high school and when he was in college, he was obsessed with Broadway musicals. And between the Nixon campaign, which he worked on, and before he worked on Reagan's campaign, he was a Broadway producer. And his one minor success was Hot L Baltimore, you know, so that sort of feeds a lot of information into you, the things that he was doing with Fox and the way he was changing graphics and grabbing people's attention had a very theatrical perspective.
Yeah.
So that was interesting to learn.
Yeah, Naomi, you played Gretchen Carlson, who, of course, was an anchor and correspondent for Fox News and ultimately led to his downfall in the wake of sexual harassment allegations. What attracted you to this role?
Well, I mean, a woman to be able to take down a man who of that level of power, that's pretty impressive. It took a lot of courage. And like Russell, I saw a lot available on the internet. There's her books to read. There's plenty available. But there was a certain thing that just gave me a whole lot of insight, and that was when she was playing the violin with such ferocity and discipline and focus, and in a way that told you the story that she had probably made certain sacrifices in her life to be so successful at that. And she was very good at her job. She was at the peak of her career. And to be undervalued and pushed aside because of the way the Fox, system worked, women were told to stay in their place, to fall in line and not push back, and she wouldn't settle for that.
Did any of you talk, obviously not you, Roger Ailes has passed on, but did any of you talk to the real people that you were portraying, or did you want to? Seth? You portrayed Brian Lewis, who was, maybe it's off the record.
We can't reveal our sources.
Yes,
there was, the biggest source of research for me was Gabe Sherman's book, which was a pretty impressive tome. And, I made sure to read it front to back before I even started, and it was an education for sure.
You played Brian Lewis, who was kind of Ailes' right-hand guy for key periods of time. So tell me about this role, because we, of course, used to seeing you in comedy or hearing you. More to the point. Why were you into this?
The opportunity to do something without a British accent was really too good to pass up. It was fascinating. I mean, it's there's obviously the weirdness, the fact that I have worked for Fox for a number of years, different branch, obviously. But it's an amazing story, and it's a very relevant story for obvious reasons, and it's different than anything I've done in the past. So it felt like a
Speaking of, I mean, Naomi, you talk about accents. You obviously have to learn an American accent, but I was laughing because you also had to learn the newscaster accent.
Yes.
Because you know those newscasters have a way of speaking.
They speak nice. Yeah, I mean, we all did. We all, and it's not easy. I don't know. They make it look easy. I find it, you know, it's hard. You have to put a lot of hours in to sound authentically American.
Yes, and I know it's a reunion for you and Russell. Russell, I read that when you were starting out as an actor in LA, you would come crash on Naomi's couch.
Yes, he was very kind about that. Every now and then I'd be going through town, and it was a very convenient thing to be able to call up Naomi and go, coming home for a couple of days.
Was he a good guest?
Yes, he was. Always came with a bottle of wine. And
Or a case.
Did he give you any?
yeah, he did.
Well, thank you so much for being here, Russell, Sienna, Seth, and Naomi. Thank you. The movie is called, it's actually a series, multi-part series. It's called The Loudest Voice. It starts Sunday night on Showtime.